I Shall Shield the Heavens, Book 3, Chapter 301. Chapter 301. Immortal Shows the Way. Moon Hao quickly decided to change the topic. Senior, sir, I'm sure you didn't just call me here to eat some white dragon. The way the man had looked at him just now made him feel like food, and had caused his scalp to grow numb. Only at this point did the man reluctantly look back. From the look of it, it took quite a bit of willpower to do so. He tilted his head back, looking at the stars. These stars come from my memories, ancient times, said the man softly, sounding a bit melancholy. Unfortunately, I've been asleep for too long. When I woke, I was in this land. I couldn't tell if the starry sky was the same or not, or whether there was more stars or fewer. Listen up, kid. My surname is Chalman. I was born outside the 17th mountain on planet Tiger Cage. My full name is Chalman Tai. The man looked back down from the stairs and stared at Moon Hao with a solemn expression. Because I was on good terms with an old friend from the 8th mountain, I took part in the Dao War between the 8th and 9th mountains. During the course of the war, I was seriously injured. I should have perished, but I had one breath left that has kept me going until now. I may die, but I will not allow my legacy to end with me. As for you, the moment you saw me back then, I acquired the coordinates to this planet. Allow me to fall here. You have a special bloodline. If you're lucky, you should be able to leave the tiny planet South Heaven, travel to my home, and return the legacy. This is my hope. If you're able to do it, well and good. If not, I still won't have any regrets. He studied Moon Hao for a moment. I have 3 boons to bestow upon you as a way of repayment. The first boon is the mark that I created after I achieved enlightenment and gained immortality. Its name is Immortal Shows the Way. Only someone who's ascended to immortality in the 9th mountains and seas, and who is willing to sacrifice some cultivation base, can create something like this. It was supposed to be given to my descendants as a treasure. When you are of the great circle Tao seeking, you can use it to step from the peak towards immortal ascension. Someone will show you the way, and your chances of succeeding in immortal ascension will increase by 30%. By the way, after achieving immortal ascension, you won't just attract the powerhouses of this planet. You'll be catching the interest of all heavenly bodies. He lifted his hand up and pressed down on his forehead. A replenished ball of light immediately appeared. The glowing ball of light emulated Kai, which did not belong to this world. As soon as Moon Hao sensed it, his mind began buzzing. Yet the powerful feeling that this light contained fearsome power. Were it to detonate, it could turn the entire southern domain to ash. Moon Hao began to pant as he stared at the glowing ball of light in the man's hand. Moon Hao could also sense that when the Kai emerged, the man instantly grew by himself. Moon Hao began to pant. He stared at the glowing ball of light in the man's hand. Moon Hao could also sense that when the Kai emerged, the man instantly grew weaker by almost half. The stars in the land around them seemed to grow more unstable, even blurry. Immortal ascension is difficult, but with Immortal Shows the Way, that difficulty will be reduced by quite a lot. All you have to do is continue to grow until you reach that point. When that time comes, you will most likely be able to make the final step. This item is the first boon I bestow upon you. The man's face was pale, and his body was becoming less distinct. However, he gave a hearty laugh, and without hesitation pressed the glowing Immortal Shows the Way into Moon Hao's forehead. Such an object could cause countless experts among the stars to engage in ruthless struggle, but the man handed it directly over. The glow it fused into Moon Hao's body. Moon Hao trembled and closed his eyes for a while. When he opened them, he felt completely different than before. However, he couldn't quite tell what was different. The only thing he was sure of was that his head felt much clearer. The second boon I will bestow upon you is something you've likely heard before, one of the 3 classic scriptures. the Tao Divinity Scriptures, Sublime Scripture, Tao Divinity, Heaven Severing. These three scriptures aren't just passed down on this planet, where you reside. These three classic scriptures are handed down throughout all the 9 mountains and seas. Unfortunately, what most people possess are mere fragments of the full scriptures. Up until now, only 2 people have ever been able to collect the full text of any one of them, and have been able to acquire the Tao Realm title. One of those was the Tao Divinity of the first mountain. The other was Sublime Spirit from the 9th mountain. Only these 2 powerful experts were able to collect the complete Sublime Spirit Scripture and Tao Divinity Scripture, respectively. Everyone else only possesses fragments. As for most mysterious of all, the Heaven Severing Scripture, for countless ages no one has ever been able to collect it in its entirety, nor cultivated the great circle of that realm to acquire designation Heaven Severing. As for my Tao Divinity Scripture, I only have one manual, which is in actuality far more valuable than the rest. Mine is the Divine Sense Manual. One of the main reasons why I didn't die in the Tao War was because of this manual. My divine sense is about 3 times more powerful than anyone in the same stages. This is a superiority which comes from cultivating this manual of the Tao Divinity Scripture. Triple is the limit. However, if you acquire the other Tao Divinity fragments, then you can increase this number. This is the art I shall pass to you. The man raised his right hand and pressed down into Moonhao's forehead. Immediately a scripture text began to float in Moonhao's mind. Each magical symbol radiated a black glow. It branded itself into Moonhao's mind. Immediately his body trembled and as his spirit sense experienced frenzied growth. After the space of a few breaths passed, he found that his spiritual sense had increased by about double. As of this moment, he could easily send out it over to cover everything around. The stronger one's spiritual sense is, the stronger the core Kai will be. With core Kai powering magical techniques, the result will be even more shocking. Similarly, Moonhao's ability to deduce the ultimate form of his techniques far surpassed others. At this moment, it was only a simple branding, and Moonhao had only received a doubling of spiritual sense. Through continued cultivation, that increase would be even greater. Though even this seemed like a huge shock to Moonhao, and left him breathing heavily. "What do you think?" laughed the man. "Just having it branded to you increased your spiritual sense by double. That's because of the half dragon you ate. The power of white dragon stems from divine sense. Your cultivation base isn't capable of completely assimilating it, though. It will take some time. When that happens, your divine sense will become vastly more stable." "White dragon?" said Moonhao without thinking. "You mean that was an illusion?" Feeling the increase in his spiritual sense caused him to be vastly more confident in being able to reach core formation. "Who said it was illusion?" said the man as he declared, reached up and smacked Moonhao's head. "You gluttonous little punk. Well, that was the last dried white dragon that I had saved up. Efficiency was rather low, but I still planned to save it for my last meal before I died. Unfortunately, I gave you the entire half." "Oh well, it doesn't matter." The man seemed to be a bit jealous at the level of Moonhao's luck. He sighed and reached into his robes. "All right, I didn't finish what I was saying. You have the first and the second boons. Now I will give you the last boon. Kid, I want you to remember something. If you aren't able to deliver my legacy back to the planet Tiger Cage, then even if I'm dead, I'll definitely curse you." From his body, he dragged out a glowing white globule. This glow carried with it faint, delicate fragrance. Moonhao gasped when he saw it. The glow contained something that looked like a slice of water chestnut. This is my legacy," he said in a whisper. contained in his breath of immortal Kai. This is what you must take to the planet Tiger Cave. Dissolve the immortal Kai and you will be able to see the legacy. Only you. If you wish to study it, you may just go to planet Tiger Cave. To be honest though, according to my calculations, it would be difficult for you to fully assimilate it within 700 years. Looking pained, he took the white water chestnut and pushed it into Moonhail's chest. Moonhail's body spasmed. The white water chestnut suddenly appeared amidst the 10 dial pillars. The white glow emulated out, connecting with his dial pillars. At the same time, a boundless war filled his cultivation base, exploding outward throughout his body. His 10 dial pillars shook and radiated massive amounts of violet Kai, which then interlocked over the white tiger's chestnut. Moonhail's mind spun. He suddenly sensed a feeling that was similar to when he consumed the 3 mortalities in his attempt to reach core formation. I'm approaching core formation, Moonhail said, panting. The man's body began to fade, causing him to speak in a rush. You reached the critical point leading to core formation. Dissipate some of my mortal Kai and it will help you form your core. Look out for yourself. I'm placing all my hope in you. Be careful of the Black Sleeve sect. Be careful of the ancient power which comes from the east in this planet. The Lord who controls that power has already reached the pinnacle of this planet. The uniqueness of your bloodline and my speculations regarding your past are contained in that breath of immortal Kai. Some years from now, after you completely dissolve my immortal Kai, you will be able to see. However, I can't guarantee that all will be true. The world around then began to crack and break. I want to make one last bet by entering your planet's rebirth cave. According to my analysis, the mysterious within has something to do with Tao sea beneath the 9th mountain. Look out yourself. Mental realm is collapsing. When everyone inside will be teleported out. The man's voice came and went in spurts, and then finally disappeared. An intense rumbling filled the area around Moonhail, and then everything collapsed. He was once again surrounded by walls. However, this time the walls were filled with fissures. Cracking sounds filled the air. Moonhail looked around and took a deep breath. Everything happened too quickly just now. As he thought back, it seemed like a dream, and yet the Tao divinity scripture was there in his mind, and within his body was immortal Kai in the shape of water, chestnut. It was all real. Furthermore, his 10 dial pillars were rapidly beginning to melt, releasing an unperceived dense violet Kai. The Kai wrapped around the water chestnut and was slowly beginning to take shape of a core. Moonhail knew that he was now entering core formation. The process would normally take a very long time. However, because of the assistance of the immortal Kai, the process would be sped up. Right now, he had reached a critical juncture. It was at the exact moment a boom filled the air. The sound came from a nearby wall, which suddenly exploded. A potent Kai suddenly poured through. Finally found it, said a voice. This is the place Patriarch spoke of. The person's immortal will slumbering in this air. The man, surnamed Jeeves, suddenly appeared, a look of surprise on his face. He wore a long azure robe. His eyes flickered as they fell upon Moonhail. A mysterious light glowed therein. His expression suddenly turned grim. Did you steal it? He asked. I Shall Shield the Heavens, Book 3, Chapter 301. Chapter 301. Immortal Shows the Way. Moonhail quickly decided to change the topic. Senior.